Okay, everybody. The New York Times did an article that it says Democrat cities are unlivable because of the cost of living. So I would say, just to let everybody know, that I'm an independent and I lean Republican, I lean conservative. So I tend to stay out of politics. And I think a lot of these issues these days are stemming from not, well, it's because you're a Democrat or because you're Republican. It has to do with the Federal Reserve printing currency out of thin air. And what this does is the currency will then chase real assets such as real estate, land, oil, gold, cattle, things like that. And that tends to drive the prices up because the people with money who have made money, they know that tangible things are real money, not a fake currency printed out of thin air. And the founders knew this as well. As a matter of fact, they put in the Constitution of the United States that no state shall emit bills of credit. They should only have a currency of silver and gold. So we have mega wealthy people who are driving up the prices of real estate. I mean, they're making millions of dollars a year. For example, in San Francisco, if you don't make $1 million a year, it's kind of hard to live out there. And then you have people at the lower rung of the spectrum who may have a disability or who may be making minimum wage, trying to survive in those areas. And let's say you're making $1 million a year and you decide to finance a house. Well, then your house has just gone up to $13 to $15 million that you can finance. So the loans created by the Federal Reserve System tend to pop this bubble up even higher. So we've got some issues here in America. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is a Federal Reserve issue, printing currency out of thin air. This is a deficit issue where we have trillions of dollars in debt. We used to be the world's largest creditor nation. Now we're the world's largest debtor nation. The way to protect yourself is real assets like real estate, like silver, like gold. As a matter of fact, I'll put a couple links below of where you can invest. You can buy silver in a monthly basis on auto ship and protect yourself should the currency take a hike, should the currency be abolished, should the currency fall apart, should the Chinese take over. I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios. Years ago, this happened in European countries, for example, Spain and Italy becoming part of the European Union. Let's say you had $100,000. Guess what? Blink of an eye, it became worth 10 cents on the dollar. So your $100,000 was now worth 10,000 euros. However, if you had some silver, if you had some gold, it would have maintained its value because you could just swap that out for the current value in its status when it changed from, let's say, the Spain whatever dollar that was to the euro. So that's my take. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. It is a printing currency out of thin air issue. It is a debt issue that our country has. Have a good one.